Hi, everyone, and welcome to Around the Product Development, our weekly show where we, in 25 minutes, feature lively discussions on hot topics in the digital product creation. We talk about anything from monetization to innovation, and we cover it all in 25 minutes. No fluff and just actionable insights from digital product practitioners who are also members at the Agile Product Builders community. And now I've touched the Agile Product Builders community, or better known as the APBC. It's a Slack community powered by Boldare, who are digital product creators and consultants. And this week, our guest is Wojciech Urban, who is an SEO specialist at Delante, which is an SEO agency. And Wojciech lives in one of my favorite cities in the world, which is Kraków. He's not from there, I learned. But Wojciech feels most comfortable in the area of technical SEO anyway, so I think it doesn't matter what city he's in actually. And about Wojciech, maybe, and he can explain a little bit more. He does trainings regularly, speaks at webinars and conferences about SEO, and he helps others to do so as well. And Wojciech is also a strategy game enthusiast, a fan of the Marvel movie universe, and the adventures of Asterix and Obelix, if I am correct, which I also am a big fan of, but he doesn't know. And in his free time, he enjoys delving into fantasy worlds, learning new stories, but also he loves the mountains, actually, which he doesn't live far from. Wojciech, welcome.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Matt. Thank you for having me here.
Perfect. How are you, Wojciech? And maybe you can explain a little bit about yourself as well, because I read so many things about you. I would very much like to know a little bit more about you, who you are, what you do, and maybe also a bit about, what's the thing with the Marvel universe, the skiing? I'm not sure if it's skiing or mountaineering.
More hiking than skiing.
Hiking. Okay, sure.
So, I'm Wojciech. My career in Delante is very surprisingly from people because right now I working with very technical things. Like, for example, AI, but I had a humanistic background. I studied history, I studied also journalism. And because my first love is history, so every connection with history and pop culture is very interesting for me, and even Marvel is in this category, because when you read the comics from different times, you can see how it interrupt with current things. For example, you can look at the Marvel's villain at 50s, 60s, and there is a different personalities. It depends on what was important for people in those times.
Very interesting. Yeah, sounds good. And you're an SEO specialist and you studied something completely else. So how did that start? Did you also have a passion for it, or how did that happen?
Yeah, when I was doing my study, everyone asking me, but how many you will pay after you graduate this study? And it was actually a good question. So I started the second studies, the journalism, because there was at the time in Poland then every journal has historic addiction. So I thought that there is a niche for the journalist specialization in history. But during the journalism study, I realized that the marketing is way better paid than journalism or history. So I follow the money.
Yeah, I usually never tell my own story because it's not that relevant, but I will tell you something. I studied literature, like you, something that's not that exciting possibly. And then like you, I figured I need to do something else that might bring me some more opportunities. So I started to study political sciences because I thought that's useful as well. But during the way, I found out, just as you did, basically, that other things are more efficient maybe, and as well equally interesting in another way. So I came on the same path as you. Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's a huge advantage actually, because it seems like it's nothing. It has no connection with what I actually do, but it's not true. When you're doing the history or journalism, what you need to do is actually understand the people from past, from other countries, other continents, whatever. And in marketing, we do the same. And this background, when I need read a lot and write a lot, it's also useful working with SEO, where the content is still important.
I was just going to say, right, understanding people, because we can move into our topic. I think is very important using SEO, right? Because you're basically thinking how people behave on the internet correctly and how they search, is it not?
Yeah, at the end, what's matter, it's not a ranking, it's not a clicks or impression, but how you interact with user. Or did they do they purchase on your website? Do they convert on your website, or not? Do they engage with your content?
And maybe good to jump to our topic, because we're talking about how to increase your website using AI. Maybe let's start very globally. Is AI capable of understanding your audience and creating the right content like a human is, like you are, maybe with a background in different studies? Or how do you see that?
We have a few problems here. Firstly, what means understanding? Yeah. It's a problem when we talk about artificial intelligence and trying to use the word which we used to describing the people behaviors, because it's totally different. And the whole term AI, artificial intelligence, it's not precise, I think, enough, because it seems like you could say, I see something in the internet, but you mean I see something on Instagram, and the same are here. Right now, when people talk about AI, they mostly mean ChatGPT, but it's only the part of the whole area named artificial intelligence.
Yeah. So maybe then from your practice, do you use, or do you see it around you that tools like ChatGPT are being used to increase SEO traffic? And is it something
it's something
works in your opinion?
Yeah, I use it a lot, almost every day, onto the very different application. The most natural and first which coming to mind is, of course, content creation.
Of course.
But there is a big difference in that how you use tools like ChatGPT to content creation, because there is something you could call the single prompt generated text. You put something, click enter, and voila, you get the text.
Write a text for me about this and this, right?
Yeah. Or even automate the whole process using API, and in the background, your website producing more and more content. It's one way, and it's not very efficient. What I mean that there is one problem with this approach, because when we look at the process on content creation without ChatGPT or stuff like that, you could separate few steps in this process. First, you need doing research the topic, research the audience, make a plan, make a text, rewrite the text, and other stuff. And AI, of course, could do all those things, but not at once, because it's. I don't want to explore too many technical details about that, but you can use AI or ChatGPT for specific for all of these steps, but separately. And if you do that, and also put your own knowledge, your own expertise at the end, you had a very good text with smaller cost than without ChatGPT. So yeah, you can use, but it's very important how to use it.
So you shouldn't fully rely on it. You should not be blind going in, but you should use it as a tool to support you and still add your own knowledge and background, if I get it correct.
Yeah, what I very often what I do when I must create a brief for copywriter, I start with ChatGPT to generate this brief. But after that, every brief I made, I clean up, removing something or adding something, because we must remember that ChatGPT was trained on the knowledge in the internet, but I think 1.5 years ago. But so there is a lot of information which ChatGPT don't knew yet.
Does not have, yes, doesn't have, right? It's missing context and missing like up-to-date information still.
And what is also important, still doesn't the whole human knowledge isn't in the internet, in the open internet. There is many books that wasn't transferred to the net. For example, history books, the area of my specification, one of them. So it is still important to have a human with very good knowledge, with high expertise, to put to your content, even creating with ChatGPT something which isn't yet in the internet.
And when we talked about content creation with ChatGPT, right? I think it's something that you said you do sometimes, or like I think you do it sometimes, right? I think people can recognize doing it as well, right? Creating content. Let's leave out if they do it in a simple way, in a difficult way. My question would be if it's actually safe. Do you think it's actually makes sense to use text like that? Does Google recognize it as AI generated, or does it give the same results maybe for some people? And do we create duplicate content, or how does that work actually?
It doesn't matter if Google recognize or not. What means is that at the end of the day, user will be happy or not reading this content, no matter what the creation process was. And for example, you can ask also, it is safe to create content using external copywriter who could not be a specialist in this area, who must write some amount of content and working with harsh and not doing good research, etc., etc., etc. It also could be harmful. So what's matter is the result of the process.
Are we not afraid, and maybe I go into depth too much, but are we not afraid that Google wants to maintain its position as the search engine of the world and will somehow penalize AI-created content? Because you said it doesn't matter if Google knows it's been created by AI, right? So just a follow-up question, because maybe they don't care now, but will they not care in half a year or a year maybe?
Okay, in the official documentation, they said something what I told before. So create content to satisfy the user. And previously, they had addiction to that they will penalize content creating using artificial intelligence. Not in these exactly words, but the meaning was that. But they removed it after all. And we must remember that 8 years ago, in 2016, on the Google I/O conferences, they told that they won't be the AI first company until 2024 and this year. So Google is very open actually on the AI technology, and included in the Google algorithms a lot of AI technology right now, and it started a few years ago. So it's not good comparison Google search versus AI, because we had a lot of AI in Google search. What the difference is, there is another approach in Google to the introducing AI technology than in the ChatGPT. So in the USA, not in the Europe right now, we had the things called AI overview. So this kind of results when the once again, the artificial intelligence look on some sources in the internet and compare answer to your query based on the sources. So it's something different than the ChatGPT. ChatGPT, of course, sometimes work in similar way, but we need to dive into technical details to explain exactly what. But what I want to say, there is a lot of different ways to introducing AI to the product, and OpenAI is one of them, and Google is another. But it's still a company which won't rely on the AI technology. So I'm not afraid that that Google will penalized for using the AI to generated content. What is really important to have quality in your content, quality information.
Always, yeah. No matter if you use AI or not, right?
Yeah, there is one problem, which is the other perspective on the using AI, because with ChatGPT and similar tools, it's very easily to produce content, and it's a problem for Google because they need crawl and scan more and more content, which is which mean cost for them. And it's not about money; it's also about ecology, because Google also won't be they won't be in green eco company. What they pay attention is, for example, carbon footprint. And if we start talking about, for example, website speed, how fast your website is working, it's part of those problems. Slower working website means higher cost to crawl and index you for Google. And Google won't limit your resources, limit how many energy they need, how many CO2 they produce. So the speed website is one of the important factors in Google algorithm right now.
Let's say I'm a business owner and I don't want to use AI for my SEO, for my content, whatever. I think makes no sense, or maybe I don't understand it, right? Can be many reasons why people don't want to use it. Do I stand a chance against other companies who do use it, or is the competitive advantage of people who use AI in an efficient way so much greater that you think everyone should basically use it or not for their SEO strategy?
So generally, it depends on in your area, in your niche, there is really a potential to use AI or not. Because it's not, so it's not advantage. But if there is a potential, so obviously the company which your competitor which start using AI, they will have an advantage. But as I said, it's depends on. In this area, there is a place for introducing this part of technology. So my advice will be learn something about it and start thinking it is possible to introduce AI to your product.
Yeah. And then maybe as a follow-up, right? We talked a little bit about it earlier. I asked you if Google will not penalize, right, companies using AI. How do you see the relationship between AI sources ChatGPT becoming a kind of Google in itself? You know what I mean? Like, I think I know actually in my environment quite some people who don't use Google like I still do. Maybe I'm an old person. I use ChatGPT, but I also use Google a lot of times to search something. But I know a lot of people, they search on ChatGPT basically. So they ask a question on ChatGPT instead of Google. So how do you see the relationship between Google as the search engine and ChatGPT being a search engine in itself, and maybe also optimizing to be represented in ChatGPT? How do you see that?
Okay, so I will start that. today we had a call with potential client who found us using ChatGPT because
there we go.
Yeah, and it's not the first time. Actually, we had very good visibility on ChatGPT on the query contains best SEO agency in Poland or something like that. I said that we had a good visibility. Of course, we don't have a tool to measure it, but if I try myself, so we see that we are often recommended. I truly don't know why. I had few ideas. For example, we invest a lot in opinions on the Clutch and other platforms, and a very trusted source. So it could be a way to be absent on the ChatGPT results. But still, we don't know how often ChatGPT will update your knowledge.
Yeah.
So it will be.
It's a black box.
Yeah. So it would be a problem. But as a user, I stick with Google, and when I learn how ChatGPT works, it's not a good solution to doing actually research. There is a huge problem with hallucination. And parts of the results that ChatGPT generating for you is true, but other part is not true, and then you need to use Google to different those things. Is that a real thing or something which ChatGPT hallucinating?
Maybe another expert vision on you. So there's a client at Boldare who has used an OpenAI assistant to generate product description, right, for a price comparison website. We talked about it before, creating content. Sometimes you do an API as well. Saves a lot of time, saves a lot of money, right? Let's say you have to write 30,000 product descriptions manually versus doing it by ChatGPT. What are the next steps if you kind of use a solution like that? Is there something you should be aware of using SEO for that? Or is there kind of a thing that you should be careful of?
It's the best, very good way to start generating content on your website. And after that, I will going to the Search Console on the Google Analytics and trying to find those products who performance the best. And for those, for limited sample, the best products, I mean that they're generating the most traffic. Working with those content with human to polish this this description to be the best, because the content generated from ChatGPT, it's a nice push from the start, but after that we start fighting for user engagement, for conveys the user to trust us, so the human will work the best, and we will have an information on which product we need to focus, because those products performance the best.
So it all comes back in the end to using a human still, right? Even though we have an AI solution to fine-tune the things.
Yeah, exactly.
Very interesting. Wojciech, we're almost done with our time. I have one more question for you, actually. Maybe just short from you, and I will ask you 3 things that business owners or people working with SEO and AI should do or should not do. Maybe some do's and don'ts, maybe some practices, maybe 3 tips for them, actually.
Okay, first tips, remember that content, it's not only a text. So if you invest in visual content, and not only video, but just, graphics, infographics, for example, of course, AI could do that also, but it couldn't do very informative infographic. So if you made something like that, your content will be hardly to replicate by your competitors. The plain text is very, very easy to replicate. So it's a first tip. Second one, don't forget about UX, because 2 weeks ago, I think there was a leak, the Google documentation leaked, and we know that Google used data from Chrome internet browser, and it shows us that the way that user behavior on your website, it could be very, very important also for ranking, because Google actually can see it. And the third, don't forget about links. This is a hard topic when we compared with Google documentation. Google said that all links should be natural, but we as a practitioner practicing in the SEO know that sometimes it's better and quicker to buy links and start generating traffic, the ranking this way.
Wojciech, I think this was it. Very useful tips for the business owners and people working with that. I want to thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you. I really love exploring the topic, and I think we could talk many hours more about this, how it will change the future of SEO and in general search. Let's see in a while. Maybe we can do this meeting again next year to see where we stand then and see what the predictions are. So thank you again one more for your time. To the audience, thank you for joining today and listening in. Very excited to see you next week again at Monday, 3 p.m. CET for our next talk. Wojciech, thank you as well. And
thank you very much.
Have a very nice day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.